Okay, so looking at 8.2 using variables, the first thing we see is that a letter used to represent a value is called a variable or a pronumeral. So that's letters that you might have seen before, such as X or Y. Again, you've seen letters like A, B, M. Basically, you can use any letter of the alphabet to represent a number or a value. An expression does not have an equal sign. So that's things like X plus Y. There's no equal sign, so we call it an expression. Another one that you might have seen, 3A minus B. Again, there is no equal sign, so 3A minus B is an expression. An equation does have an equal sign, so that might be something like X plus Y equals 5. Because it has an equal sign, it's now called an equation rather than an expression. So another one, 3A minus B equals 0. It has an equal sign, therefore it's an equation. When we write an expression with variables, we often leave the multiplication sign out. You might have seen this previously, where 3 times x we say is 3x. So there's no need to write the multiplication sign, because if you have 3x, it's implied that there is that multiplication symbol in the middle of them. And the division sign is also rarely used, so we use a fraction instead. So if you want to say something like x divided by 2, instead of using the division sign, we put it over a fraction, so x over 2. Same if you have 3a divided by b, we don't use the division sign, we use a fraction, 3a over b. Okay, and then just down here we've got some math synonyms. So that's things, words that you might see in a question where they mean the same thing. So addition can also be called a sum, it can be called plus or add. Subtraction could be called difference, minus or take away. Multiplication can be called product, times, of, groups of. And division can be called quotient, sharing, and divided by. So here we have an example. Let X be the number of points a basketball team has scored at halftime. Now we have to find an expression for the score at the end of the game if they scored 19 points in the second half. So what we have is X represents their score at halftime, and we know that during the second half of the game, they've added another 19 points onto their score. So it'll be X plus 19. Number 2, find an expression for the final score if they doubled their halftime score. Now, if we got X is their halftime score and they're doubling it to get their final score at the end of the game, doubling means multiplying by 2. X times by 2, which we can write, of course, we leave out the multiplication sign, as 2x. The number should always go in front of the pronumeral. Number 3, find an expression for the final score if they were 10 points away from tripling their halftime score. So if they started with X at halftime, they almost tripled it, so that would be multiplying by 3. So we have 3x. They were 10 points shy of that, 10 points away. So it is, we've got to take away 10 points. So you have 3 times x minus 10. And that's it.